Why is the birth of Jesus announced so many times? Let's look at it and recap yesterday's sermon and bring something to apply for everyday use. Jesus is announced in the Old Testament before his birth, hundreds of years before he's born, at very specific detail in prophecies. There's over 300 prophecies that tell specifics of where he's going to be born, how he's going to be born, from what type of mother he's going to be born, in what situation he's going to be born, what type of character he's going to have, of what his origin will be, how his lineage will point to him. All these things are actually really detailed in how they display Jesus in prophecies. And then there's foreshadowing in the stories of the Bible, that people experience things that later on are exactly similarly experienced, like the way Joseph is betrayed by his own brothers, and all these things. They point to Jesus, his birth, his life, his death, and his resurrection. While he's being born, there's so many people, so many things, so many ways God is actually pointing at Jesus, going, this is my son, this is the new Messiah. Well, first of all, angels show up more than once, pointing to Jesus, saying supernatural beings, right? Then nature itself rejoices, as we sing in the carols, pointing to Jesus. The stars show up and point to Jesus. And then there's people who believe or not believe, or come from different cultures, and etc. They all come together to herald Jesus as a newborn king. While he's alive, then, he still is announced. Prophets like Anna and Simeon, later on, John the Baptist, will point to Jesus. His disciples will point to Jesus. It's almost like everything goes together to that. And that has to do with how central Jesus actually is. That's the whole point. He is born and the world must know. This is important. Think of important stuff that happens. If you have a baby, if you're expecting, you show, right? Oh, we're expecting a baby, and you're happy about it. Then, when the baby is born, everybody goes like, oh my God, this baby is born. And then later on, we will celebrate that birthday until it gets a bit awkward to ask how old you are. Now, the same is for marriages, or for weddings. Well, we announce we're getting married, everybody gets excited. Then, while you get married, you announce it. By the way, this is it, we are getting married. And then after you're married, if you're doing it right, you are still acknowledging or celebrating people because they are celebrating their anniversary. Right? That's even for things like churches or firms, or things like, you celebrate 50 years of organization X, Y, Y. So it's central. It points to that moment where something new has happened, something pivotal has happened. So if you think of that, if Jesus is central to your life, you will announce it. And that's actually that's actually the whole point about Christmas. I think Christmas should be the time where we announce the birth of Jesus. It has happened. So that means God is faithful to his words. That is the reality of the truth. Then secondly, he's coming again. That's the second coming of Jesus that Jesus promises. And if he said it, he will do it. Lastly, it's the Jesus who is the great I am with you. Emmanuel, that's his name, that's his character. So he's not just the God who once was born and will come at some point. He's also the God right now in your here and now. He is that central. So my question to you is very simple. It's a very, very broad question too, like, how central is he? Because if he's central, you will announce him. Make him central today by meeting him. The way you get there is by appreciating his birth. Read Matthew 1, read Luke 1 and 2, those passages. Start to invite Jesus into your here and now in prayer, and experience how something that has happened in history, truly happened in history, has changed the whole world, can also change your world. God bless you. Have a wonderful week.